the patriarchs of the Orthodox Church, leave open the possibility of the universal salvation for all of mankind, believe it or not. And the Eastern Orthodox Church is the largest denomination of Christianity in the world. And they still have this interpretation, and I think they got it from, I don't know if it was originally Origen of Alexandria or somebody before, or Gregory of Nyssa. But, and even in the Catholic interpretation, there's also room for ignorance, for instance. Ignorant people don't necessarily make it, unless, of course, they're still on their whole spiel about original sin and baby hell, but I think they form that. Please correct me if I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, the Catholics, for example, believe that baptism washes away your sin, whereas more of the evangelical Protestant stuff, believe that baptism is just a symbol, and it's actually, the blood that Jesus shed for our sins is what washes us. And for every Protestant that can quote a Bible, a Catholic can quote his thing with the Bible. It goes back and forth. It goes into this, it's like different interpretations of the Bible. Every position is valid and every position is wrong. So what are you going to do?
Looking from the Islamic perspective too, there's no such thing as original sin in Islam. We have this concept of original forgetfulness, which is kind of similar to the Eastern Orthodox, that humans are just they can sin, but they're not sort of sinners, and that so basically babies don't automatically go to hell, ignorant people, so we have that in that sense. So I just wanted to throw that out.
Okay, we got one more video to take, and then that is it. Because I know that you're just
DawahFilms for the debate tonight. What evidence do you have for not for a god specifically, but for anything supernatural? Like this could include ESP. Stuff like, say, James Van Praagh or John Edwards' so-called psychic abilities, where they can talk to the dead, ghosts, or other extraordinary occurrences. This evidence, of course, can have some sort of underlying scientific skeptical explanation, and I would not suggest the use of spontaneous recovery medicine as that is actually known to occur. But yes, what evidence is there for anything supernatural? And yes, this is only for DawahFilms, but HappyCabbie, if you have any evidence for anything supernatural, then feel free to present it. Thank you.
Okay. Before we discuss this question, did we get everybody's video submitted? Is there anybody that did not get their video in? Because I'm pretty sure that's the last video. I missed mine? Okay. I'm so sorry. Maybe you guys uploaded a video during the debate. Well, like I said, DawahFilms, he needs to go to bed. We're going to take questions from the audience, and I promise you, I will comment myself on every single video. So, even though we've discussed it here, I will go back, I will watch every single video. I'm sure DawahFilms tomorrow, when he wakes up, he'll watch it. But like I said, we've been doing this for hours, and, he's, got to get up, go to work or something like that. So, let's go ahead and get through this. Number one, he really didn't address me. So DawahFilms, what evidence do you have of anything supernatural?
For anything supernatural, well, I think I have a very reasonable position for the belief in God, and following that, also reasonable evidence for believing in the Quran and Islam. But in regards to these other things that he had mentioned in supernatural, I don't have any evidence for that because I don't see any evidence for it, and I understand where he's coming from. What sort of empirical, verifiable evidence do you have for these beliefs? Like I said, I don't, because they don't. I think there's anything convincing about them. So I hope I answered that question. But what I want to say, what I think is interesting about this question, is that it leads to other sort of beliefs. See, I have another problem with how people sort of critique religion. Before a lot of people get into the God problem, they always look at the religious problems. Oh, well, this is making sense. There's no evidence for, like, angels and other such things, so therefore God must not exist. But I think that's a very wrong way of looking at it. If God does exist, then, if that thing is proven, then the other things naturally would follow if, would be at least a little easier to understand and believe in. And I think that's a very wrong approach. It's kind of going backwards. So in a sense, there are certain things that I think I have evidence for regarding the Quran and Islam and stuff like that, but the other things that I don't have evidence for, I accept because the other things seem to be at the foundation of it seems to be very well evident. So that's my view.
Okay, and for me, especially like things with ESP and some of this other stuff, just look up James Randi. I'll show you all that. And like I said, to those that we didn't get that, like I said, I promise you, I'm going to watch every single video, leave a comment on them. But we want to just go ahead and wrap up the questions here. This is how we want to work it. We're going to go in alphabetical order. Now, for example, if you're watching and you do not have a question, change your user status to red. How you do that is down over on the right, scroll to the bottom. Right above the letter T, there's a little circle thing. If you click on that, you can change your status to red. That tells me that you do not have a question, and therefore I'll just pass over you. Okay, so starting off with, well, obviously, DawahFilms is at the top of the list, but, DevShell2, do you have a question that you want to ask? I just want to say thanks for clarifying some things. Okay, not a problem.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. There's a lot of questions. If it's okay, we can end this a little early. I'll answer some more questions, I guess, to a point, but then I just want to kind of say my final words. And no offense, guys, I'm just really tired.
You can't handle it, huh?
Yeah, I can't handle it. No, I'm just afraid that, I'm afraid to give wrong information, and I'm kind of like losing my references now and stuff because I'm tired, and I don't want to do disservice to people.
Okay.
So
not a problem.
I prefer to like answer a lot of these things in videos.
Sure.
But yeah, I can take maybe one or two more.
Okay. So like I said, if you do not have a question, change your status to red. I'll just pass over you. 8-string Dave, what is your question? Of course, some people may not be logged in. Okay, we're going to move on. And Caligon, you have a question. Oh, okay. I don't see Buddhism addressed much. Care to give your thoughts? I don't believe in Buddhism. That's my thoughts. I'm not an expert on Buddhism. I'll admit that. I don't know if the religious position on homosexuality was addressed tonight. It was. My position is whoever you want to do the Waikiki sneaky between the cheeky is fine with me, and it's none of my business. DawahFilms, what is your position on homosexuality?
I think to be homosexual, to be attracted to another person's same sex is not wrong in and of itself. I simply think that the act of having sexual intercourse with individual of the same sex would be considered wrong. And I think even among heterosexual couples to have anal sex is also inappropriate in itself.
Okay, and just to clarify, because I know people are going to want to know this, and we did discuss this before, do homosexuals deserve to die?
I don't think they deserve to die.
Okay, there we go. Angie, the anti-theist. I know you're just jumping at the bit, so go ahead, Angie, the anti-theist. Did you log off? Okay, let me go ahead and